My feet so fat I can't get into my roller skates. And my neck and chest don't fit anymore. Look at this. It's a stick up. It don't work. I do this at a bank robbery, I look like a fool.
And just so you know, in order to lose that weight so that your feet aren't that fat, is yet you power walk down to a pile of gummy bears and back. And if you eat them, set the pile out further or closer. You can get at them. What's up, pups? Welcome to another episode of the Power Up Podcast. It's a show that takes a look at what's happening in pop culture. We try to keep ourselves sharp and up to date in terms of what's happening in the pop culture news area, the entire field, really. And this can range from like anime, video games, movies, whatever I find interesting, or maybe you guys find interesting. And that is what this show is about. Another pathetic attempt to insert myself into the ether of pop culture commentary. I don't know why I got extra hard on myself, but whatever. I'm just a guy, giving his 2 cents amongst many others, but whatever. We're here. We take a look at what's good, what's bad, what's ugly, like the Clint Eastwood movie. Sometimes even the spiritual too, because I like trying to inform people of like things that I see that can be taken back to like scripture and whatnot. That's always fun. It's crazy. That rabbit hole is a long rabbit hole, and I'm still studying it too, but always fun. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, turn on notifications to get notified when I go live. I'm saying all this, and heaven forbid my mic's not working, because for some reason, like with my game streaming, like it's like sometimes my mic is too loud and the gameplay is too quiet, or it's the other way around, and yet I don't change anything. No idea. Hate it sometimes, but whatever. And speaking of that, I do game streams as well. We've been playing Tomb Raider 4 and starting up Okami, which I've had for a while. I played a little bit and then I just stopped. I don't know why I didn't continue it. So some good old games. So that's also at 8 p.m. Central Time. I usually do that Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and then over the weekend. And then I try to do a show here. I didn't have a show this last Tuesday because I was actually recording stuff behind the scenes. Then I'll try to get up here over the weekend. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, lots of insanity happening. Mostly the sad thing, of course, being Michelle Trachtenberg and Gene Hackman passing away, like insanely close together. Crazy. So we'll talk about that. New Devil May Cry series, like the trailer dropped. I didn't really find like an article particularly about that, but I watched it and it doesn't look good at all. We got some Dragon Ball Daima article that we'll look into, and some ups and some downs. So let's go ahead and let's hop into this. Thanks for everyone for hanging out. We're on YouTube, Rumble, and X, by the way, so you can follow me over there if you want to. But humbled and blessed regardless. So let's take a gander, shall we? Well, bam. So we're going to start off with this. This stems from that Park Place. I saw this, but again, I was kind of busy doing stuff. So around 3 days ago, but still pretty funny just because I've talked about Assassin's Creed Shadows, specifically with like Ubisoft and them. What's up, Komanga? Komanga says, where's Smash JT? I don't know. It's okay, Greg. Mike sounds perfect. Sweet. But I noticed there's been some insanity happening, like I guess you could say around, that area too, with a bunch of those guys. But whatever. So, Assassin's Creed Shadows suffers massive black market leak. Spoilers and gameplay streams hit the internet as Ubisoft faces another major setback. Now, I think this is from that Park Place, and I'd like to say that they're really good at like at least checking their sources and stuff. I know that's kind of like a thing that's happening with Smash JT. What was it? Grizzly Games or something, like pretended to be Ubisoft and then tricked Smash JT or something. I don't know. I've kind of been keeping an eye on it, but also I'm like, this is retarded as hell. Like, I don't have time for this, per se. Anyway, if this is indeed true and like major spoilers got released, hilarious, because Assassin's Creed Shadows needs to fail miserably. Along with Ubisoft as well, which I've stated in past streams that I feel like Ubisoft has kind of taken that mantle of like, well, I guess we're going down with the ship because we suck so much. But let's take a look at what the article states. So a major leak of Assassin's Creed Shadows has put the physical copies of the game in players' hands, and a development that has Ubisoft scrambling. Uh-oh. Intro music sounded similar to Smash. First off, I've had that for a while. My intro music, that is a retro version of Andrew WK's "I Get Wet." If anybody wants to know that, I had that commissioned. I do enjoy me Andrew WK. Married to Kate Dennings now, and he like once his latest album, God Is Partying, got released, he like deleted all of his social media, like Andrew WK style, like always going that conspiracy route. Hopefully he'll pop up again. His website's actually now back up, and you can like order products, pretty much, merchandise and like music and stuff. So Ubisoft Assassin's Creed Shadows has suffered what could be its most devastating blow yet. Physical copies of the game have leaked nearly a month before its official release on March 20th, that is of this year. The leak has led to widespread spoilers, unauthorized gameplay streams, and black market sales, dealing a potentially catastrophic hit to Ubisoft's already precarious financial standings. As you can see, my tears are just pouring out of my face for this grave injustice that's been happening. For a company that's faced months of public backlash, development controversies, and multiple delays, this leak represents a significant disruption to Ubisoft's carefully planned release stratagem. I just threw that in there. Strategy. The publisher was banking on Assassin's Creed Shadows to help stabilize its incredibly rocky finances. And dude, no. I'll be blunt. You guys are fucked right in the ass. Like, you guys are screwed. Because you're not even going to change like the collector's edition of like whatever you get with that. Like, I don't think they changed, what was it, the flag symbol? They didn't bother recalling all that. They don't want to. I wish they would have. And this stems back when like Japan's government was all, like, I don't know if that ever continued to, like, Japan's government like was alerted about this. And people wanted to straight up like cancel the game. I'm not like that. If anything, I want the game to be in like development hell forever. And if Ubisoft is like stupid enough to keep like delaying stuff and putting money into it, thus causing them to lose more money, and it fails, like all the more better. Again, to me, it just seems like Ubisoft is just like, fuck it, we're going down with the ship. And if they crash and burn, so be it. My sympathies can only extend so far. And hopefully out of all this, a ripple effect gets created and sends a message to other studios to stop being a bunch of jackasses and just make good games. And stop basing it on retarded DEI, woke ideology. They inserted Yasuke here because of the George Floyd bullshit. And it's like, if you want to make a game, like an original game like that, by all means, go ahead. You're going to have failures like Dustborn and Concord. But go ahead and do it. And that's why they don't do it. That's why they bastardize already established franchises. because they know that that garbage doesn't sell. They try, and they try to, excuse me, they try to, again, they bastardize the franchise that are already established and what people really enjoy doing. And then they'll do another thing where they'll insert a bunch of stupid shit and woke DEI garbage and all that stuff. And if it's successful, then they'll point to that and say, oh, look, it doesn't kill the franchise. Example being like Baldur's Gate. It's like stuff like that. It's like, well, you could avoid all the degeneracy and stuff like that. And it's like, well, that tells me, it's kind of like when people got all up in arms about, what was it, Starfield and like the pronoun garbage, where people are like, it doesn't affect the story that much. Why are you making such a big deal? Well, if it doesn't affect it, that tells me that removing it or not even having it in there to begin with was, it didn't need to happen in the first place. So that's a self-defeating argument. This would have been a cool game if it was made 10 to 15 years ago. Probably. At this point, there's other games out there. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Leaked copies flood the market. Despite any security protocols, physical copies of Assassin's Creed Shadows have found their way into players' hands and across the U.S. Users on social media. Reddit flaunted their early access, sharing images of box copies, installation screens, even live gameplay. One user uploaded a photo holding a PS5 copy of the game, while another ex-user, who apparently is now locked, claimed to have purchased the game via Facebook Marketplace, posting images of the box and installation How did this happen? Did they all of a sudden it's like, oh, you can just go out and get it? Maybe the article will get into it. I don't get this. While these posts were swiftly taken down, they were quickly archived and reshared across various platforms. Adding to the chaos, U.S. auction sites Mercari hosted listings for the leaked game with selling prices copies at over $100. Way too much. The game shouldn't even be worth, at this point, it should just be given out for free because it's hot garbage. And that's even if you want to clutter up your console with that crap. One listing even showcased multiple copies stacked openly for sale. Though Mercari has since removed the listings, the incident has raised significant concerns about Ubisoft's distribution and supply chain vulnerability. Yeah, what? Did some guy just walk into a warehouse and just picked up a box of this game that's ready to go and then just walked out? How did this happen? As if the spread of physical copies wasn't enough, Assassin's Creed Shadows has already started appearing on streaming platforms. At least 2 Twitch streamers showcased live gameplay, confirmed by Video Game Chronicles. Oh, that's another site I go and keep myself up to date before being swiftly taken down. But as with most leaks, archived recordings are already circulating on platforms like Reddit, making it nearly impossible for Ubisoft to control the spread. Manga says, yeah, yeah, my comment about there's other better samurai games like Ghost of Tsushima, not Ghost of Yote. Sekiro, gosh, that game was hard, but I beat it. And Rise of the Ronin, I want to play that one. With major plot points, character arcs, and gameplay mechanics now being revealed, fans who planned to experience the game fresh on release day will need to tread carefully online to avoid spoilers. Well, I haven't run into any so far, and I will tell you that I will sleep soundly at night because you can't spoil. This game cannot be spoiled for me because I don't care. Social media, in terms of going out and getting it and looking forward to playing it, one of those Ninja Gaiden games. Oh yeah, Ninja Gaiden Black 2 recently was released. I need to play that one. Social media platforms, forums, and even YouTube are becoming flooded with leak footage, storyline details, history of leaks, and a troubled development. This is hardly the first leak to plague Assassin's Creed Shadows. The game's troubled development cycle has been marred by multiple leaks and public missteps. Originally slated for 2023 of November, it was delayed to February 14th, and then again to March 20th. There were even rumors swirling that another delay was possible, though this recent leak likely cements the March 20 release as definitive. Earlier this month, an art book of Shadows was leaked online through an unlikely source, a niche illustration website exposing key details about the game's story, characters, environments well ahead of schedule. Adding to the chaos, information about the game's first expansion clause of Awaji was accidentally revealed via a Steam product page update. The expansion promises a new explorable area, a fresh weapon type, and over 10 hours of additional content, though critics have already argued that this looks more like content cut from the base game to be sold separately later. So, DLC. Oh, it's not additional content, it's cut content. It's like, oh, like I know what you're getting at, but don't make it sound oh, never mind. The leak raises serious concerns about Ubisoft's ability to secure its supply chain and prevent unauthorized distribution. I honestly think they do not care anymore. It sounds like they do not care anymore. Whether these physical copies made into players' hands due to manufacturing mishaps, retail breaches, and other distribution failures remains unclear. Really? They can't? Regardless. And I do not think this is like, 4D chess where they purposely did this. That's giving Ubisoft too much credit, in my opinion. Regardless, the leak has already caused significant damage to Ubisoft's launch strategy and could severely impact day one sales. Oh, no. This isn't the kind of setback Ubisoft can afford right now. The company has been relying heavily on old Assassin's Creed Shadows to generate much-needed revenue amid financial instability and a string of underperforming titles. With copies circulating on the black market and spoilers spreading like wildfire, Ubisoft now faces the uphill battle of controlling piracy, Yarhar, protecting its launch, and salvaging whatever hype remains around the Shadows. Well, this is funny, because that would assume that there was actual hype on this game. Like, the only people who like this are, Ubisoft shills. And all, and tourists and all this, where it's like, yay, it's a black guy, we get to see what he thinks of Japan through his eyes, and he's based on a historical figure that has very little information about him, but apparently a bunch of information by one dude, Thomas Lockley. Oh my goodness. So a game plagued by controversy and a company on the brink. Okay, this section looks like it's just kind of like a recap of all the stuff that has transpired up until this point. So historical inaccuracies, allegations of cultural insensitivity, and historians being hired. So again, you can find this on that Park Place, so I'm going to kind of skip over this because this is kind of padding, and we've read about this quite a number of times. Yeah, the recent thing is the depiction of the real-life religious sites, the Hitate Hyozu Jinja shrine. In Shadows, players can enter the shrine, damage its interior, including sacred artifacts and altars. The actual temple leaders were so offended by this portrayal, they formally requested that Ubisoft remove the shrine from the game entirely, calling the depiction deeply disrespectful. And of course, Ubisoft being the company that claims that, their product is to be progressive and for all people, obviously did nothing. They did not remove it. Yeah, this is it. The Sekigahara Rifle Corps banner. The unauthorized imagery. Yeah, used without permission, and they just said, fuck it, we're keeping it in. Hiroshima Torai Gate, post-World War II. And then we've got information about Ubisoft's financial freefall. So you guys could read about that if you wanted to. Ubisoft's Rainbow Historian. American Japanese, by the way. I believe the people they hired were from, they have Japanese heritage, but born in America. And probably from California. I think one was at least from California. And of course, their most recent work, which only stems back to 2022, normally when one thinks of a historian, you would find someone that has really gone back, that has articles dating way back that they studied and written about, and then constantly update stuff. You'd think they would go that route, but no, they got to find the current historians that talk about, what was it, priest and boy love or some some disgusting thing like that. Road ahead. While this latest link, Ubisoft now finds itself in a dire situation. I am kind of disappointed that, I mean, this is like 3 days past, so maybe there's new information in terms of finding out what exactly, like, how did it get leaked, but who cares? Trying to salvage the launch of Assassin's Creed Shadows while battling widespread piracy and managing a PR nightmare, the company has little room for error as it scrambles to control the damage. If it fails to deliver the sales of that Ubisoft is counting on, the company could face even more severe financial consequences, potentially putting future projects and perhaps Ubisoft itself at risk. And now it's still slated for March 20th. But yeah, we'll find out. So there you go. Hilarious. Yeah, they can reap what they sowed. I think this is totally, like, I don't believe in karma per se, but like this just has instant karma written all over it. Hilarious. So there's some Assassin's Creed Shadows updates for you if you enjoyed that. So we're hopping over here to an article that caught my eye just because I'm a Neon Genesis Evangelion fan. This was like MSN. Let's see here. From CBR, so we'll take it with a grain of salt. I feel indebted. Evangelion creator reveals the anime that brought me back to animation. So this was like a day ago, only a 3-minute read. So Hideki Anno is a legend in the anime industry, and he's most well known for creating the Neon Genesis Evangelion franchise. At a recent event, however, he spoke about the importance of his latest project, which just so happens to another mecha anime property. Via Japanese news site Oricon, an anime-based talk show had Anno as one of the guests, and he recalled his history with the iconic Mobile Suit Gundam anime. Inspiring the creator at a young age, the first Gundam anime was what kept him a fan of the medium as a whole. Now, this fandom is coming full circle given that the creator of Evangelion is also behind the latest Gundam anime. March 31st. This I hate I mean, I hate MSN in general, but they usually have like a bunch of articles, so a lot of times it's like, oh, that seems interesting. But I hate the setup because even though this is like from CBR, wait, what's breaking? Judge blocks Trump's administrative massive firing of federal workers. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Iconic anime. But what I was getting at is like they insert like this stuff. So it's like, is this part of the same article or is this like a different thing? Like they don't even, it's like related. Like what, the pictures related to this article or this? Like they could just showcase like the difference of like, hey, this is another article we're talking about in like a different font or something. But anyway. So the first Gundam anime cemented Evangelion's creator as an anime fan. So the anime new Century Declaration 44th anniversary talk show. And is there supposed to be an S at the end of news? Just new century. Okay. Gosh, my brain is like breaking this down. I'm like, why am I having such a hard time like processing it? The anime New Century Declaration 44th anniversary talk show. There you go. Held on February 22nd, 2024, hosted several prominent names within the anime industry, including anime tokusatsu researcher Ryusuke Hikawa, or Hikawa. There you go. Hikawa. Director Yutaka Ishibuchi. And of course, Hideaki Anno. The latter is mostly known for his legendary Evangelion franchise, but he and his frequent collaborations have also created the newest Gundam anime. This was the impetus of the event, as it is heralded the successful launch of the Mobile Suit Gundam GQX beginning. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that, but we're rolling with it. The connection between Anno and Gundam goes beyond the former, having worked on another mecha anime franchise, with the director noting how he first encountered the original Gundam anime and the impact it made on him. I keep getting told to watch Gundam, but like certain Gundams, you know, I'm out of the loop, like totally with Gundam. Recalling his growing impartiality towards the medium at the time due to the conclusion of the Space Battle Yamato anime series, Anno spoke up about what it was that made him an instant fan of the first real robot anime. At the time, I was in a period of uncertainty, thinking that I might be done with anime, he said. Then, during the final episode of Daitum? Oh, that's an R. Okay, that R and that N combined together looked like an M to me. A Daidharn 3, I saw the preview for Gundam. That shot where the Gundam's face lifts slightly and its eyes glows completely captivated me. It made me think I have to watch this every week. Looking back, my instinct was right. If I had missed that moment, my life might have taken a different path. The series brought me back to animation, and I feel indebted to it. That's why I want to support it in any way I can. Iconic Evangelion franchise celebrates its 30th anniversary with a recent fashion and accessories collection launch available for fans worldwide. Man, 30th anniversary? That is crazy. Pointed out by his collaborators, he does far more than just support Mobile Suit Gundam, GQX, having been integral to its writing and story director. Thus, his fandom has now come full circle in a way that might never have happened without a preview of Sunrise and Yoshiyuki Tomino's Gundam franchise. Both Evangelion and Gundam remain the resident kings of the mecha anime genre, with only the Macross franchise being a real contender to the throne. Gundam as a franchise is now 46 years old, with 2025 marking the 30th anniversary of... Okay, we're like repeating the same stuff. Again, the 30th anniversary of Neon Genesis Evangelion, a North American screening of Mobile Suit Gundam GQX beginning is scheduled for February 28th. That's actually tomorrow, with the full anime launch on April 5th. Well, there you go. And a lot of people shit on Evangelion, but if it wasn't, a lot of animes got influenced by Evangelion, and as you can see, Evangelion got influenced by Gundam. One of those things where a lot of current anime fans think like the current stuff is like the best stuff ever, and it's like, dude, these animes probably wouldn't even exist without the past animes. Manga says, Proverbs 26:27, whoever digs a pit will fall into it, and he who rolls a stone will have it roll back on him. Indeed. Good scripture. Proverbs is a good book. So one of the big things to talk about is the passing of Gene Hackman. Now, I've kind of been keeping an eye on this. I know they were found, both him and his wife were found sadly dead. And according to this is from that Park Place. I'm assuming it's the most up-to-date version. New details emerge in Gene Hackman passing. Investigation, continues as pills found on the scene. No gas leaks detected. That's what I heard as well. People thought it was weird. It could have been possible carbon monoxide poisoning, but apparently no gas leak detected. The new information has surfaced regarding the passing of Hollywood legend Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, who were found dead in their Santa Fe, New Mexico home on Wednesday. Authorities have now revealed that the couple may have been deceased from some time before being discovered and have ruled out immediate environmental hazards as a cause. Oh, that's unfortunate. According to the Santa Fe County Sheriff, Adon Mendoza, deputies conducted a wellness check at the residence where they found Hackman, 95, in a mudroom near the kitchen and Arakawa, 64, in a bathroom next to a space heater. Prescription bottle with pills scattered on the counter was also located near Arakawa. Their dog was found deceased in a kennel. Oh. Arakawa's body was reportedly in a state of decomposition with bloating in her face and signs of mummification in her hands and feet. Ugh. Sheriff Mendoza confirmed that after their initial search, authorities applied for a warrant to conduct a more thorough investigation. The New Mexico Gas Company and the local fire department were brought in to inspect for possible toxic fumes or gas leaks, but no issues were detected. Their findings ruled out carbon monoxide exposure as a factor in the couple's passing. Dang. The search warrant classified the situation as, quote, suspicious enough in nature to require a thorough search and investigation. Though law enforcement has not indicated any signs of forced entry or visible external injuries on either Hackman or Arakawa. And there's a picture of him with Ronald Reagan. 1981 through 1989. I'm just reading this here from the Reagan White House photographs. Dang. Mendoza stated that investigators are concerning multiple possibilities, including natural causes, an accidental event, or other medical factors. He also confirmed that Hackman and Arakawa may have been deceased for a considerable time before their discovery. 2 maintenance workers reportedly noticed the front door ajar, prompting them to check inside. They were the first to find the couple before alerting authorities. Inside the home, 2 other dogs were found alive, one in the bathroom with Arakawa, another outside the home. An autopsy is scheduled, and the investigators are awaiting toxicology reports to determine an official cause. So as authorities work to uncover more details, the world continues to reflect on the legacy of Gene Hackman, whose 6-decade career left an incredible mark on Hollywood, known for his unforgettable roles in films such as The Friends Connection, Unforgiven, great movie, Bonnie and Clyde, and, as we all know, Lex Luthor from Superman. Hackman's contributions to cinema remain unmatched. Don't also forget, I believe, The Quick and the Dead. That very campy spaghetti western movie, but not bad. More updates are expected as investigators release their findings in the upcoming day. Okay. So I got a little bit more information from kind of what I've been keeping an eye out in terms of like X and all that, like stuff that pops up. But I mean, definitely prayers for him and his family. To me, definitely sounds suspicious. I hope no foul play was done. But yeah, it's crazy. Oh gosh, I'm like dreading the day when like some of my favorite actors of like all time, like I read their names on the news that they pass, like Clint Eastwood, like he's really up there. Oh gosh. Man, it just goes to show you that, like, dude, time comes for everybody. It is absolutely insane. Well, hopefully that provided you guys with some updates on what's happening. So, sorry I couldn't give you guys any further details, but we can rule out the gas leak. So, very, very suspicious. If you're enjoying the stream, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Or feel free to follow me over on X. That is where we're on right now. Rumble, YouTube, X. I'm going to be thinking of things to put over as premium content for Rumble because my application for the creator monetization program was accepted. So we'll see what that entails. So keep an eye out for that specifically as well. Try to figure out what I want to do here. Hopping on over to Abounding into Comics, we have a Dragon Ball article. Dragon Ball boss reveals the idea behind Daima was to create a new series similar to GT that parents could watch with their children. Now, I do find that endearing, but I've stated on like a couple past streams that I do think it's funny that it's saying it's creating a series similar to GT, but they're straight up taking a lot of GT elements. Like Super Saiyan 4, for example, right there. If Super Saiyan 4 Goku becoming canon in the latest episode did not settle fan speculations on the late Akira Toriyama's final project, Dragon Ball Daima being their version of Toei Animation's anime original sequel, Dragon Ball GT, executive producer Akio Ioku has confirmed the series connection. Machine translated by DeepL, Dragon Ball executive producer and Tokyo Capsule Corps Akio Ioku revealed in a February 10th interview with Mantonweb, the foundation of Dragon Ball Daima, was the anime's target demographic. All right, so I just wanted to make sure, like, when this article was released, like, these articles range from, like, current to a couple days back and stuff. So just a heads up. All right, so February 25th. We aimed for viewers in their early 30s and older who grew up watching Dragon Ball GT and have children of their own, he acknowledged. The idea was to create a new series similar to GT that parents could watch with their children. Similar to Toei Animation's motive, the Tokyo Capsule Corps founder admitted the reasoning behind turning Goku back into a kid was due to expanding the franchise's audience. Personally, I think I wasn't too thrilled about it when it was first announced, honestly. Now, I will admit I've only watched episode 1 of Daima. I do want to watch the series because Dragon Ball universe is something I grew up with. I've seen them all, read all the manga as much as I could, movies and whatnot. Sorry, weird. But this is something I will say, though, is that hopefully with Daima, a lot of hate for GT kind of gets diminished since they're literally taking a lot of GT elements and are now making it canon. This is something that I kind of, as I was keeping an eye on, like Daima news out on the, coming out and stuff like that. I actually rewatched GT not too long ago, and it isn't really as bad as what people make it out to be. I will say that definitely the writing could have been a lot better, but there's actually a lot of stuff that I think, if given the chance to really get revised and stuff, could have been like absolutely phenomenal. But people actually liked the Super Saiyan 4. I like Hellfighter 17, Super Android 17. And I will say that there was definitely a lot of Dragon Ball charm in Dragon Ball GT. And maybe this, maybe as I can start up this series, a lot of that's there too. But I do think it's funny that a lot of the hate that GT got, now people are instantly switching their tune. But some people are, some people aren't. Anyway. Unlike GT, however, franchise creator Akira Toriyama decided this Grand Tour to be more than just Goku time by turning the entire main cast into kids. Still an element from Dragon Ball GT. The main objective for Dragon Ball Daima was to attract a wider audience, and although this is in hindsight, we recognize that Goku's smaller size widens the entry point into the franchise, he stated. We did not expect everyone to be small, but of course that was Toriyama Sensei's idea. GT meaning Grand Tour, and we intended to depict an adventure in Daima as well. The Dragon Ball boss then elaborated on the differences between Goku's adventure in the Demon Realm in Dragon Ball Daima and the Saiyan's divine path to power in Dragon Ball Super. It will have a different flow and a form from Super, where Goku steadily improves his strength. Even though Goku's small, the sight of him fighting by leaps and bounds using his Niobo stick looks fresh and it will show a different appeal from Super. We aim to make the anime enjoyable for children as well, but we did not make it childish because we also wanted parents to want to watch the anime with their children, he added. Of course, we have to express the appeal of the characters and the story well. And then it concludes tomorrow, February 28th, on the same day, simulcast on Garbage Crunchyroll. So there you go. There's some Dragon Ball news for you. I definitely want to check it out at some point. I've kind of been in an anime funk in terms of like trying to watch new shows and stuff. I actually watched the new Rurouni Kenshin series, and I just found out like they've been doing the season 2 for a while now. So I actually started watching that again because I also grew up watching Rurouni Kenshin, and I have all the manga. And the Jinshu arc is my favorite arc, and I really hope that they do it justice because it's kind of like doing a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood with the new Rurouni Kenshin series, is that they're following it closer to the manga. So super excited to see that because we never got the Jinshu arc minus the manga, the very short condensed version in Reflections, the OVA, and then the live action adaptation, which I didn't mind, actually. I think that's actually probably one of the best ways of doing a live adaptation of an anime is the Rurouni Kenshin one. I'd recommend that for people. So hopping back to that Park Place. So sadly, Michelle Trachtenberg also passed away, age 39. That is crazy. That's like kind of around my age. I'm 37. I should know my own age, but that goes to show how much I like care. 37. I literally had to make sure I was not going insane. Yes, 37. Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Gossip Girl actress Michelle Trachtenberg found dead at age 39. Now, I remember Michelle from like The Adventures of Pete and Pete, live action Inspector Gadget with Matthew Broderick. I never got into Buffy. Euro Trip. I remember her from that. But actress Michelle Trachtenberg, known for her roles in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Oh, yeah, Harriet the Spy. I actually remember seeing Harriet the Spy in theaters. And that was the first time we saw I believe, the first episode of Hey Arnold. I remember that. I remember watching that with my cousins. Adventures of Pete and Pete. Hey, what did I just say? And I did not know she was in Gossip Girl, but she was. So she has sadly passed away at the age of 39. Sources have confirmed that she was found at her residence in 1 Columbus Place, a luxury apartment complex in Manhattan's Central Park South neighborhood, early Wednesday morning by her mother. Oh, geez. Got to be terrible. Ugh, nothing worse than a parent. Ugh. Anyway, authorities stated that she was discovered unresponsive and was pronounced dead at the scene by emergency medical personnel. Officials have indicated that there is no suspicion of foul play, and the medical examiner will determine the official cause. And this is what I've heard. Recent reports indicate that Trachtenberg had undergone a liver transplant in the months leading up to her passing. There's no word yet on whether complications from the procedure led to her untimely passing. Michelle Christine Trachtenberg was a prominent actress whose career began at just 3 years old in commercials. She made her television debut on Nickelodeon's The Adventures of Pete and Pete, which set the stage for a successful career in television and film. She gained early recognition as the lead in Nickelodeon's first original movie, Harriet the Spy. Wow, 1996. Now, this is what the show is about, because I'm like getting hit with like floods of nostalgia right now. Unfortunately, being brought up by rather dim circumstances, followed by her award-winning performance as Maggie in CPO's Migo, 1997. Trachtenberg's a breakthrough came with her portrayal of Dawn Summers on the supernatural drama Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Her performance earned her multiple Saturn Award nominations and a Young Artist Award. She further solidified her presence in Hollywood for notable roles in films such as Euro Trip, which I do like that movie. Pretty funny. Ice Princess, Mysterious Skin, and Black Christmas. In the late 2000s, she rose to prominence again as Georgina Sparks on Gossip Girl, a role that reinforced her versatility as an actress. She also starred in the medical drama Mercy, took an executive production roles in projects such as Guidance and Meet, Marry, Murder. And she was born in New York City, raised in Brooklyn's Sheepshead Bay neighborhood. Alongside her older sister Irene, she was the daughter of Jewish immigrants, her father from Germany and her mother from Russia, and had family ties in Israel. She attended the Bay Academy for the Arts and Sciences before moving to California, where she graduated from Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks. And her contribution to film and television spanned decades, touching multiple generations of fans. Her work in children's programming, supernatural drama, and teen television made her a recognizable and beloved figure. Her legacy in the entertainment industry will be remembered for years to come. There's no word yet on whether she's going to she was going to reprise her role as Dawn Summers in the upcoming Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot. Okay. I paused there because I was like, wow. This just happened, and you're asking if, like, I read this as if, like, they assumed she was still alive. So I was like, what the hell? And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe filming has already happened, and then she was asked, and she might show up, and maybe it'll be dedicated to her. But I was like, damn, that Park Place, like, going hard already. Yeah, I think it's sad that Gene Hackman passed away too, but I think with Michelle here, like, for me, it kind of hits home a little bit more because it's like around my time in terms of, like, growing up. Born in the 80s, growing up in like the 90s, early 2000s, late 2000s. Yeah. Well, prayers for her family as well. Man. Insane. Especially since both of this like happened back to back. Crazy times we're living in. However, as we wind down the show here, we've got some interesting articles that caught my eye. A lot of video game based articles. One of them being here from Video Game Chronicle, a new 2D game based on Terminator 2 is coming in September. I saw the trailer. It looks amazing. We'll watch it again. It's called Terminator 2D. No Fate is coming to all major formats. And oh my goodness, it looks awesome. So obviously it's based on Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Looks like it's coming for the PS5, Xbox Series XS, Switch, PS4, Xbox One, PC, via Steam and the Epic Game Store. Oh, hopefully GOG can snag a copy of it. That'd be nice. I've been trying to migrate over GOG because I actually like to own my games. According to publisher Reef Entertainment, the game will blend iconic scenes from Terminator 2 Judgment Day with original scenarios and will have multiple endings, meaning humanity's fate is yours to decide. Players will control Sarah Connor and the T-800, played in the movie by Arnold Schwarzenegger in the 90s, as they try to stop the T-1000 and Skynet before the human race is wiped out. They will also play as John Connor in the future as he fights in the war against the machines as the human's last resort. It's being developed by Bitmat Burrow, the retro-focused studio previously responsible for such titles as Xenocrisis, Final Vendetta, and 88 Heroes. Well, if it's anything like this, I'll have to check out that studio. I need to get Rita's Rewind too, that Power Rangers game, because it kind of reminded me of Shredder's Revenge. And I like that. So our team poured its passion into crafting adrenaline-fueled arcade gameplay and stunning pixel art, and it shows. The very element that makes games special to us. Good. Design director Mike Tucker said in a post on the official PlayStation blog, as our first licensed game, we want to do justice to the Terminator 2 legacy. I feel it's a love letter to the 80s, 90s arcade games. I actually have the Sega Genesis arcade version. And my mission was to create the T2 side-scroller we should have had in our youth. Very true, because the Super Nintendo one sucked. And maybe even this... Did they make it for Sega Genesis? Regardless, it's terrible. I'm sure if anybody's watched the Nerd, Angry Video Game Nerd, he's covered that. And then we're kind of getting repeated of who we'll play as. Each of the three players' characters controls differently. Sarah Connor threw in a little bit of an Arnold accent there. Didn't mean to, but Sarah Connor specializes in melee combat, but also has laser sights for her guns. John Connor focuses on mid to long range combat with a plasma rifle and pipe bombs, and the T-800 is much lower but can take a lot of damage. He best have that shotgun. I want to be shotgunning people left and right. Oh yeah, here you go. So 5 separate Terminator 2 games were released between 1991 and 1993 to tie-ins with the blockbuster movie. Excuse me. Most popular was T2, the arcade game. Very good. A light gun shooting game that was originally released in arcades before being ported to home systems. That one's probably the best one. That's the one I would recommend if people want to go down memory lane and play that one. But yeah, let's check out this trailer here really quick.
Peggy 16.
Dude, look at that. Oh. That is straight up arcade. Oh my goodness. Nice. We got that John Connor looks like the John Connor from obviously the flashback from the movie. Nice. No. You know what would have been funny? If you guys saw the behind the scenes, I think Arnold was wearing like some funny like boxer shorts when he did that scene. That would have been funny if like a callback was kind of like used to that. Oh gosh. This kind of ouch. Kind of also gives off a that's awesome. This looks absolutely amazing. Dude, sick. I am definitely going to pick that up. Let's see. The only physical copy I could get would be, I don't know, Switch or the PS4, because I don't have a PS5 yet or anything. Dude, that looks sick. But there you guys go. I'm definitely going to get this because this looks absolutely amazing. And I feel this is kind of like the push we need to go back into to combat these modern progressive games. We need to go back to what's good. Wasn't there even like a survey that was done and people are like going back to the old games to play them because these like modern games are just garbage? Now, I found this next article interesting because I actually like went out of my way to get the like a working version of this because I just got into this about thinking about rail shooters, and that is the House of the Dead 2 remake renounces a playable demo. So publisher Forever Entertainment and developer Megapixel Studios have released a demo for the House of the Dead 2 remake. The new devil. Well, I mean, they're zombies, so they are like devils. A little bit. Let me read this again. They released a demo for the House of the Dead 2 remake. The new demo for the House of the Dead 2 remake is now available over on its Steam page as part of the latest Stream Next Fest. So here's a rundown on the new remake, plus its first trailer, which we will watch. So it's a remake of the second entry in the well-known and popular rail shooter game, or series, I should say. Takes on the lone role as secret as a secret agent as James or Gary. Damn it, Gary. This isn't about sex. It's about trust, Gary. Our team up in a co-op mode to neutralize the dangerous undead monsters standing in your way. Apparently, as the night goes on, my reading capability slowly goes down. So I feel like I am just stumbling over these words. In February of 2000, a small city was suddenly overrun by hostile creatures. Two AMS agents, James Taylor and Gary Stewart, were sent to investigate. Upon arrival, they noticed that the situation resembled the Korean Mansion incident from 1998. Determined to uncover the source of the infestation, they began shooting their way through hordes of creatures. Now, I believe the first game, I thought one of the games got a remake. Because you played the arcade, which is a version I got a hold of. And also I believe the Dreamcast also has a version of that, which actually isn't too terrible, but you have to get a code to unlock and get like the original blood, like the red blood, because they'll do different blood colors and you have to like beat it to unlock the code to just make it original. My biggest thing is that it's a remake, so hopefully they don't change anything or do anything stupid. Just make the game how it is. You got the script, you got everything. Don't fuck it up. Remastered music with the classic soundtrack also available in the game. Okay, that's good. Modern graphics. I'm assuming just looks nicer. Better not be like modern graphics as in like gameplay faithful to the original game. I'm holding your word on it. Co-op mode and multiple endings and branching levels. And then you got your various game modes. You got the classic campaign, boss mode, and training mode. That's released sometime this spring. Steam and GOG. Hooray, I can get it on there. Xbox One, Series XS, Switch, PS4, and PS5. Yeah, I always regarded the undead being demons anyway. Well, yeah, I mean, technically you shouldn't say demons. If you're basing it on scripture, demons can't manifest into like an entity that can interact with like our physical world. That's why they have to inhabit someone in order to interact. They can't manifest a body. If anything, they're fallen angels or Raphaim hybrids. If we want to get scriptural about the whole situation. But yes. And then of course you have unclean spirits, which are actually different beings. But anyway. Yeah, if they do this good, I'll definitely snag it up. That'll be dope. I actually been wanting to stream the House of the Dead series too. So I've been watching like Drunk 3PO and Wicked Virtue play Sea of Thieves, and I kind of been wanting to play about it. And I saw this one over as well. Pirate themed action game Trident's Tale announced, and it kind of gives off a Sea of Thieves feel, but we'll see. It's a new pirated themed third-person action game for PC and console. Development for Windows PC, Xbox One, Series XS, PS4, PS5. Sometime going to be released in May of 2025. Apparently, it's been a labor of love for over 60. A 60-person studio says Francesco Bruschi, CEO of 3D Clouds. Any fans of pirates will have a blast in our game with a compelling 15-plus hour story-driven campaign, a massive open world to explore, compelling sword and gun combat, lots of crafting and customization opportunities, and my personal favorite, naval combat with challenging mythical creatures to vanquish. I said creatures. It says monsters, but I threw in creatures in there because I can't read, apparently. To vanquish and fully dynamic weather system. And then you've got your rundown on the game right here. It's a pirate adventure game, single player, vibrant and colorful, magic infused world. Embark on an epic journey across a vast sea teeming with unique islands, dank dungeons, enemies to vanquish, and mysteries to unravel. Oh my gosh. I should have just had like I should have had whiskey by me, so then I could just blame the whiskey on how terrible I'm reading. Fun rival players will be immersed in a gripped tale filled with eccentric characters, cunning riddles, shadowy dungeons, and adrenaline-pumping battles against monsters, competing pirate gangs, and more on both land and sea. So you can command your ship, explore a vast living world, build your legendary pirate crew. Here it is.
What drives a pirate to set sail on an adventure?
Booty? That'd be my guess.
Surely the treasures of the sea.
Ooh, a trident of Poseidon, eh?
Sometimes it's fate.
It's a ginger, my people. I'm glad that we're being properly, well, at least we're, I wouldn't say properly, but we're at least being represented. Kind of a Sea of Thieves feel, almost Fortnite-ish, which, eh.
Without a doubt. A little crew. That's enough to set sail.
I don't know, it depends on my crew.
That's for my opinion. I'm just here to tell you a tale.
Okay. I do video editing and I straight up know where that smoke effect came from. I know that. I've seen it. So that's all the articles I have for I misspeak quite often. I misspeak quite often too. Oh, I get you. Or Ghost. Well, Ghosts, again, Ghosts are probably Fallen Angels or Raphaim hybrids because you can actually visibly see them. So always like to end a show here, seeing what games came out either today or we'll check, the next day. So I've got Game Facts pulled up and I've got Moby Games, which is like more of a worldwide look. So let's take a look at what games came out. Ooh, Command and Conquer Renegade. I always liked Red Alert. Got your Army Men World War, Final Front, Dynasty Warriors 4, Star Ocean Till the End of Time, Super Princess Peach, Sims 2 Seasons, Killzone 2, Poke Park 2 Wonders Beyond. I never had a Wii, so that title I'm not familiar with. Oh, nice. The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages in Season. Great games. Great games. We'll definitely recommend that game. Or not just that game, those games, because it's two. Oh, wow. Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, Green version. Wait, 9 years ago? What? Wait a minute. 2016, but then it links to like the OG. What the hell? Whoops. I'm like baffled why this is labeling that Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, and Green versions for the Game Boy was released 9 years ago on 2016. No idea what that means, but we'll just move on. Here, let's check the next day. Ooh, Contra 3, The Alien Wars, Star Wars Dark Forces. Ooh, Mega Man 8. Oh gosh, The Crow City of Angels. Oh, that game sucks. Oh, you got your Grand Theft Auto for PC there. Xenosagas Episode 1. Star Wars Republic Commando. Black. Black is a fun game. There's a fun first-person shooter if you haven't played that yet. Apparently more Sims 2 stuff. Dynasty Warriors 8. Horizon Zero Dawn, if you like that. Here, Monster Hunter Wild. I love, dude. I feel like this is cheap, just tacking on games that were released like right now. It's like they haven't built up enough. So now expanding out more with Moby Games listing. You can check out some stuff. This is again for the 27th today, and then we'll check Castle of Dragon. Just the name caught my eye. I haven't really played it. Oh, Final Fantasy 1 and 2 for Japan, for Nintendo. There you go. There you go. Dude, Street Fighter Alpha 2 for Japan? The arcade version? Pocket Monster Akai? Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons, like we stated before. And Dynasty Warriors 4. THQ, the company announces to open a sales and marketing office in Copenhagen, Denmark, in order to cover all of Scandinavia. And I guess that happened that day. Trying to see if any well-known titles that I'm familiar with catch my eye. So far, not really seeing anything. I think we've got the best of the bulk. We're now in 2006, and that's kind of when crap hit the fan. Oh, Chrono Trigger Limited Edition, the Steam release, but might as well just play the OG or the DS version. I don't know what the limited edition entails. All right, let's see what tomorrow has, because I'll be gaming tomorrow. 8 p.m. Central Time, by the way, if you guys want to hang out with me then. We might start up more Okami. Like, finally got the emulation fixed right. I have a physical copy, but unfortunately, my backwards PS3 needs, I think it needs a new HDMI port. I got to take it somewhere. Contra 3. The original Dynasty Warriors for Japan. Don't pursue Lu Bu. I believe that's only from Dynasty Warriors 3. Might be like an inside joke on other new ones, but I never kept up with Dynasty Warriors. I remember when we got the PlayStation 2, my brother got Grand Theft Auto 3, and I got Dynasty Warriors 3. My brother was old enough to handle that game, but it's not like I didn't watch him play it. My parents were awesome. Lord of the Rings, The Battle of Middle-earth 2 for Windows. I don't know how good that game is. I've seen it shown up every now and then, but again. Ooh, Fight Night Round 2. The GameCube version for Canada. Fight Night Round 3 is awesome. That'd be a fun game to stream. Oh, the PS3, the Mortal Kombat Complete Edition. Man, Mortal Kombat has just gone downhill. Everything's... it's hard to get a good fun game nowadays. They just bastardize everything. It sucks. That's why I want like that Terminator 2D game and like Shredder's Revenge and stuff. As long as they don't mess with anything or like retcon crap. What we need more of. We don't need glorified walking simulators. Toe Jam and Earl Back in the Groove for the Nintendo Switch. I grew up with a Sega Genesis as well, but I didn't have Toe Jam and Earl. I had limited games for Sega Genesis, but some good ones like Aladdin, Ghostbusters, great game for Sega Genesis. Jurassic Park. It was hard, but I beat it. And Jurassic Park Rampager Edition. And the Hyperstone Heist. Good game, too. All right, pups. That's all I have for you tonight. So thanks again for hanging out with me. We're on YouTube, Rumble, and X. So again, make sure to hit that like and subscribe, or feel free to follow me over there. You can check in the description for my other social medias, but I don't really think I use anything else except Power Keg Punch. You know it, baby. But yeah, humbled and blessed you guys hung out with me, especially to the pups over there on X. Thanks a bunch. So with that being said, I will catch you guys all on the flip side. Thanks for your support. Over on Rumble here, it's Alex Cedra's online, so we'll raid her. Then, let's see, on YouTube's, see. What do we got for redirect? Got Vara Dark. Send you guys their way. The Genesis was your first console? Dude, good console. Used to do console trades with like a friend. You know how you have friends that are like your parents are friends with their family, so they like do a family thing kind of together. I had families like that, and we would trade consoles with each other. So I would let them borrow our Sega Genesis, and then we would borrow their Super Nintendo and play like Super Star Wars. Really hard game, but fun. All right. Catch you guys on the flip side. Take care. God bless. And I'll catch you hopefully tomorrow. We'll continue some more gaming. Till then, peace.